How's it going, everyone? It's GadgetsBoy. Welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the latest from Microsoft. This is the Surface Laptop Go 2. And we're going to be seeing in this video if this should be a go-to laptop for those students out there, or those that doesn't need something that's super powerful, but still want to get something decent for a good price point. Let's take a look. Starting with the packaging and what you get inside the box, it's pretty much simple and straightforward here. So we have the packaging in terms of the box, so you can see exactly what you get. If you did manage to flip open the box, you will get some of the specifications. For example, this is the sage green color, which looks fantastic, in this new color, which I really like. And it has the Intel Core i5 processor with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of SSD storage, which we'll talk about more as well, because that's changed. There are other colors available, like you do get the platinum version. There's also this sage one that we've got already. There's the ice blue version and the sandstone available. Depending on which configuration you go for, they're not all available in all the colors. So the platinum is available in all the configurations, but as soon as you move up the chain, you will lose the base model with 4 GB of RAM. Elsewhere inside the box, you do get your user manuals and quick start guide, all the usual stuff that you get in any packaging these days. And then next to that, we get our power brick, which is a Microsoft Connect charger. You can also charge this up just using a normal USB-C cable if you want to do that. But what you will notice straight away though is on the charging brick, we don't get that extra USB ports to charge other devices, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been nice to be able to charge my phone at the same time without having to use the ports that's on the laptop itself. The charging brick is a 39 watt charger, so this will be able to charge the laptop back up very quickly if you're in a rush, for example, or just keep things top on the move. There are 3 different configurations available with the Surface Laptop Go 2. You do get all Intel Core i5 11th gen in across all the range of the configurations available. The first one is 128 GB of SSD storage, so they've moved up from that eMMC storage, which also leads me to saying that you can actually upgrade that SSD storage as well if you wish to do so, and you've got the patience to do it, because you have to take off the rubber pad underneath the laptop and actually get into and remove the bottom plate and all that stuff, which is not something I want to mess with. The other options available, so base one is 4 GB of RAM, 128 GB of internal storage. Then there's a middle configuration, which is 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal SSD storage. And then there's the top model, which we have here, which gives you 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. So do decide which one you want to go for, but straight away I wouldn't recommend the base model with 4 GB of RAM, because in this day and age that is not enough to run some of the applications that this is actually capable of running, which I'll also go through in this video. Let's talk about the ports. On the right side, we do get the Surface Connect port, so you can easily connect this up and charge it up whenever you need to do so. On the left side, we have your full USB A port, and there's a USB-C port and your microphone headphone jack, so 3.5mm headphone microphone combo jack, so you can plug your headphones in there, or a microphone if you want to use it for making phone calls, not phone calls, Zoom calls and all that kind of stuff. What you'll notice as well is the slim profile, which I really like. It's sort of slimmed down towards the front and sort of goes out towards the back, but it's still nice and slick. Up top is nice metal finishing, and on the bottom is this nice rubbery finishing with the rubber grip on there, but it doesn't take away from the premium feel for what this is actually capable of and what it looks like in terms of the design and so on. In the UK, this will start from £529 and will go all the way up to £729 for the top model, which is here. So for that extra couple of £100, I would say go for the top of the range if you need to do, if you really want to take advantage of what this is capable of. But if you don't want to go that far, the middle one would be great as well. Something that's also new here is Microsoft says they've redesigned the fan on here. What that actually means, I couldn't really tell you unless I take this apart and show you what the differences are. But one thing I do notice is after gaming and doing all the benchmark scores, basically running it up to the core of what it can do, you can hear the fan kick off and just a tiny bit. It's not too loud, it's actually quite quiet, and you can probably hear it here. Ever so subtle, you can hear it, so it's actually hard to hear. I've had to bump up the volume on that segment there for you to be able to hear the fan kick in, so that's a bonus there. So even under pressure, it can still hold its own, and it doesn't get too hot as well. So after gaming, playing CSGO, I was able to measure the temperature using the heat gun, and you can see that it doesn't really get hot. The hottest part is literally towards the display, towards the top of the keyboard. That's where it gets a bit hotter. Open up the laptop, you are greeted with the display, so you do get a 720p webcam up top, which you can hear a sample of that later on down the line. But the display itself is 12.4-inch display, and it's not quite HD display, it's not quite full HD display, but it's still quite sharp. You still get decent PPI and sRGB RGB ratings, all that kind of stuff that designers would like to know about. So it's still color accurate in many ways, and I really love that they've managed to squeeze that into this compact laptop for those that want to work on the go. The keyboard is amazing as well. Surface laptops in general have one of the best keyboards I've used, and they feel really nice, and the travel is really good as well, and it's nicely spaced out so you can type faster, and it's just a pleasure to type on. You do get a power button with this one with fingerprint sensor built in. Again, if you went for the base model, you won't get that with your laptop, so you have to go all the way up to be able to get the fingerprint scanner integrated with the power button. And it also supports Windows Hello, so you can use it to log on, you can use it to get your password filled in into websites, for example, all that kind of stuff. And the trackpad is in pretty much proportion with the rest of the design, so it doesn't look out of place. It's nicely centered, and it's just very precise. I love the precision on it, which is really good. And that fingerprint scanner just works each and every time. It's so quick, you tap it and it gets you into the laptop straight away, which is really good. But that's pretty much it in terms of the design. I think getting into the device itself, this is touchscreen display as well, so you can use your finger to control the display. You can't bend it all the way back. It only goes just not that far back, so you can see it there. And also the keyboard is not backlit, unfortunately. And I think in this day and age, Microsoft should have compromised and actually put a backlit keyboard there to use. That would be a really welcome addition to the laptop. But the display itself is really good. I think you get on here you get 60 Hertz refresh rate, and you get around about 330 nits of peak brightness, so it's pretty bright. And they've also improved the speakers as well. So those Omnisonic speakers sounds really loud as well. Let me show you an example.
Close your eyes, let the rhythm get in. Don't try to fight it. There ain't nothing that we can do. Just take it slow. We got so far to go, and if you feel that heat, yeah, we could ride the boogie and share that heat alone. I wanna rock with you all night and dance until the sunlight. I wanna rock with you all night and dance the night away.
So there you have it with the sound quality, so you can hear how loud that is. I haven't tweaked the audio that much, so you can sort of hear a true reflection of how loud the speakers are. I think they're really loud. I think they're good for if you were to demo your work in a public space, in a meeting space, to whoever you're demoing it to, you'll be able to play your music or whatever your visual is loudly, and everyone will be able to hear it clearly, and that's really good. Talking about hearing clearly and seeing clearly as well, let's have a look at a sample of the 720p camera. Audio sample as well from the Surface Laptop Go 2's 720p camera that we've got right up there, and the microphone, the far field microphone that's also built in as well. So you guys can sort of decide and sort of get a grasp as to what the sound quality sounds like, and as well as the visual as well. So is this good enough to do your Skype calls and Zoom calls? Let me know in the comments below. So there you have it. Let me know what you think about the visuals and the audio that came from the Surface Laptop Go's 720p camera in the comments below. In terms of performance, there's so much to talk about as well. Starting with that SSD storage in there, we ran it through Crystal Disk, and it produced some really good results, showing that the read and write speeds are really good. So if you're dragging files and accessing files through things like Lightroom, you won't have issues there at all, and writing files out as well works really quickly. Talking about Lightroom, you can run Lightroom comfortably on here. You can even run Adobe Premiere, but Adobe Premiere is a tricky one because you do start to see the stutter in the graphics performance, the Intel Iris X graphics that's in here. You start to see where it lacks a little bit in terms of performance, but if you really need to, you can edit your videos on there. This is a 4K video from the A7S III camera, and put on an external SSD drive, and it works. I think it works. You can play back. There's a bit of stutter here and there, but you can still manage to squeeze in that editor in there. But Lightroom, no problems at all. Lightroom just speeds through, it just flies through, and there's no issues there. I did play CSGO on here as well, and that works really well. There is some stutter here and there, but I think if you close down completely everything else that's running on the laptop and just get your controller, Xbox controller, hooked up onto it, you actually be able to still do some level of gaming on there. Might not be the best experience, but if you're stuck for entertainment and you want to entertain yourself, you can actually still game on here. This is not a gaming laptop because we'll soon find out by running some benchmark scores like 3D Mark and PC Mark. PC Mark shows some great result in terms of day-to-day work. So whether you need to edit some Microsoft Excel stuff, Microsoft Word stuff, all that stuff that students do or workforces do, they'll be able to do that on here with no issues at all. It scores below a gaming laptop. Again, it's not a gaming laptop. It actually scores below Office PCs as well. Again, it's not full-blown Office computer, but it's fully capable at the same time, which is exciting. One other thing as well is 3D Mark didn't score too highly. Again, this is not a gaming laptop, but it still performed decently. So if you really need to game on there, you can do so. And graphics performance is not the best, but again, it still offers a level of usability, so you can get away with it. When it comes to battery life, you're looking at up to 8 hours, but it would depend on your usage and your lifestyle. So if you're someone who's just doing Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, web browsing, you don't have to worry about the battery life at all. This will last you a whole day without having to charge it. Maybe charge it overnight, that's it. But if you're going to be doing things like editing videos, editing photos, leaving them run in the background, maybe a bit of CSGO here and there, you will start to see where the battery will drop to, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. But I think that's still a decent amount of time. No one's going to sit on their laptop for that long anyway, but that should still last you a whole day. So in conclusion, I would say this is a great laptop, and this is something that's reasonably priced as well. It starts from around £500 plus, just over £500, £529. And if you go for the top end one, which I would encourage or advise to do if you're looking for one of these, that's £729, and you are getting a lot for your money here. You're getting a full-blown laptop. It's got touchscreen, really nice design and premium. Battery life is great, and it can run some amazing applications on here, even with the lower-ish kind of spec that we've got there with 11th gen Intel i5 processor in there. So that's incredible. That's impressive, I would say. If there's anything bad I have to say, it would be things like your backlit keyboard could have been better. 720p camera that doesn't even support Windows Hello. Could have been a lot better. Could have been a better option to increase that to 1080p and put Windows Hello there, for example. And also that fingerprint sensor, just give us that across the board, not just the top end of the laptop range. But I do like this color as well. It looks fantastic. And it's just nice and compact, which is really good. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And that's it for the Surface Laptop Go 2. As always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are new around here, please do subscribe, smash the bell notification as well so you get notified every time there's a new video up on the channel like this one. And please do like and share as well. It does really help me out. I'll see you guys in the next one.